Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Vanessa. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to get this quarantine glam. So if you guys want to see how to get this look, and if you want to hear me rant on my thoughts on this pandemic, make sure you keep on watching. Friends, I would like to apologize for any extra noise that you guys might hear. I have my window open. It's incredibly hot today and I need some air, girl. So we're going to be using an oldie but goodie first. This is the iluvsarahii in Dose of Colors palette. She dirty. I'm going to be using this shade right here, this like burnt terracotta shade. I'm going to be applying that all over my lid. So how have y'all been? Honestly, like, life doesn't even feel real right now. I know the times are super scary and tough, but you know, if it's one thing, it's this pandemic has really exposed people's true colors. The other day I was scrolling through Twitter and I came across this tweet, and the tweet basically said, this pandemic is a blessing in disguise, but some people won't admit that. Now, it's every day on Twitter that somebody tweets some nonsense. It's every day. But this particular tweet really pissed me off. So yeah, this particular tweet pissed me off because how dare you sit here and say, oh, it's a blessing in disguise, but some people won't admit that. People have literally died, and people continue to die every day because of this. How could that possibly be a blessing in disguise? Not only are people dying from the virus, healthcare professionals are committing suicide from the stress, from seeing people die every single day. And I mean, yeah, you know, I'm sure there's healthcare professionals who see people die every day, but never in this kind of magnitude. People are literally losing their jobs. They have no way to pay their bills, no way to put food on the table. They don't know if they're gonna have a roof over their heads. Like, not everybody qualifies for that bum-ass stimulus check. And quite frankly, $1,200 is not enough for how expensive life is. Especially here in the East Coast. I live in New Jersey. You guys already know how it's been in New York, New Jersey. New York has had over 21,000 deaths. New Jersey, I think, is over 6,000. Like, and we have dumbasses protesting to open the city back up. Like, it's for your own good. The lockdown is for your own good. So I'm gonna do some brown liner with the Benefit Roller Liner eyeliner. You know what's funny? We have some idiots with signs saying that they need to get a haircut. Like, you want cosmetologists to risk their health and their loved ones' health for your hair. Like, that haircut is gonna look super nice when you're in your casket, Karen. And don't even get me started on the people that have their little signs like, oh, the government can't control my body. Oh, now you care about the government being able to control people's bodies because it's affecting you. But you think the government has a right to women's bodies. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using one of my favorites. This is the Pat McGrath concealer. This is the Pat McGrath foundation, the shade 18. I do have a review of this foundation up on my channel. I will link it down below in case you guys would like to see that. Oh, in case anyone's wondering, this is the Morphe M439 brush. And you know something, like, I understand the frustration. Like, who wants to be stuck at home involuntarily? Like, I'm an introvert. I prefer being at home over anything else. But being told you have to stay at home is like, hold on, wait a minute. I don't like that. But if that's what I have to do so that people don't die, then I will do it. And it's not like I don't miss my friends, you know? Of course I do. This has made me miss and appreciate like the little things, like singing along to music in the car. Honestly, like, this situation has already affected my life and the life of people that I love in more ways than one. So as long as we have our health and no more people continue to die, we'll do what has to be done. So I color corrected my under eyes off camera because Lord knows these under eyes have not been cute lately. So I'm going to be using my current favorite concealer. This is the Pat McGrath concealer in the shade Light Medium 13. I do have a review on this concealer, so I will also link that down below. Guys, you know, this is a really sad situation, what the world is going through. We have over 1 million confirmed cases in the US. That's confirmed cases. Imagine all the people that haven't been tested. I am eternally grateful to God for my health and the health of my loved ones. I will be praying for all of you and the health of all of your loved ones, and hoping that the spread of this virus stops. Not just so we can get our lives back to normal, but so that people will stop dying. There's literally no words to describe what is currently going on in the world because I can't even believe that. I can't even believe it. You guys hear the birds chirping? I feel like they're cheering me on. Guys, I'm trying to do my makeup fast today because I feel like I'm about to have a heat stroke in this room. But do you guys see these under eyes? Like, do you see that coverage? You see how flawless my under eyes look? I apologize for the music outside. I literally have no control over that. But now we're going to move on to setting the face. For my under eyes, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Pound Cake. This is my holy grail for the under eyes. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder for the rest of my face. This has been my go-to recently. It makes your face look super airbrushed and it tastes good. I've only eaten on accident. Or have I? So I did contour off camera. Now we're going to be doing the lower lash line, and for the waterline I'm going to be using the NYX retractable liner in the shade Brown. What I just did was I set that liner with the brown shade in the Jackie Aina and ABH palette, and now I'm gonna smoke that out a little bit with the shade I used all over my lid. So now it's time for bronzer, and I'm going to be using the MAC Cosmetics Star Dipped Face Compact in the shade Medium Deep. So I'm going to be using the bronzer in this palette. This is the bronzer shade Delphic. I think they do sell this as a single, I'm not entirely sure, but this is becoming my favorite bronzer. It's honestly, it applies so smoothly, it looks airbrushed on, and it makes me look so tan. It's a beautiful shade, a beautiful formula. I love it. Do you see how beautiful? You guys, you know, I still have hope that 2020 is going to be a really good year. I know some people are probably like, girl, you're delusional, you're naive, but I truly believe from the bottom of my heart that 2020 is going to get better. So quickly stepping into this Dior Backstage Glow Face palette, I'm going to use this bronzy shade. This is actually a blush, but it's too dark for a blush for myself, so I'm gonna apply it on my on top of my bronzer, only on my forehead, because this does have a little bit of shimmer, and I know I have a huge ass forehead and shimmer can make my forehead look even bigger, but it does give me a really nice sun-kissed look that I really like, so I am going to be applying that on my forehead. So now for blush, I'm going to be using the Nars Exposed Cheek Palette, and I'm going to be using these two nude shades, and I'm going to be applying them with this brush. This is the Real Techniques sculpting brush. This brush is super dense. It's not a blush brush, but since it's dense, it applies these better. I don't really know what kind of formula this is. It's like a powder, but it's also like a cream. I don't understand, but I love it because it looks freaking airbrush on the skin. But again, they apply so much better with a dense brush than like a regular fluffy blush brush. Oh, sorry. Also, I don't know if I mentioned already. I immediately forgot, but I don't know if this is still available, but it is a beautiful cheek palette, and I would definitely recommend it. So So now we're moving on to highlighter, and this is my current favorite highlighter. This is the Huda Beauty Notting Hill highlighter. It's so blinding, and I think it's the first highlighter that I've ever used that doesn't emphasize my texture at all. Like some of them, most of them do, but only a little bit. But this, nothing. Like my skin, it looks so nice and buttery. This is the most gorgeous highlighter ever. You know, something else I wanted to talk about is if you're an essential employee, I am so sorry that you have to work during these times. My brother's an essential employee, so I know it's like every day you're filled with anxiety. Like they're putting themselves at risk, and they can't quit their jobs. Like, how are they gonna afford the roof over their heads or food on the table, you know? And these corporations aren't even giving them the hazard pay that they deserve. There's just so many levels to this pandemic, so many issues. It's way too complex. Like, I can't even wrap my head around the whole thing. But yeah, let's apply this highlighter. Y'all, the makeup on my forehead is coming off because I cannot stop sweating. Please don't come for me. These are the Baddie B lashes in the style Extra, and I'm moving on to lips. I'm going to be using the Makiage x Carli Bybel lip liner in the shade Luna. And then the Colourpop x Shayla Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Slow Down. I hope that dog is okay. Guys, excuse my super dry, frizzy, messed up hair. What are the odds that I would run out of all of my hair masks during quarantine? And of course, I can't restock because we are only spending money on essentials. Which, speaking of essentials, y'all don't want to hear how long it took me to find pads. I was literally searching for like a month, almost 2 months. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm being dramatic, but it was definitely a month. I don't know if it was longer than that. Maybe like 1 week or a few days longer than that, whatever. But it took me so freaking long to find pads. It's not even funny. Like, you hoes hoarding all the pads, hoarding all the toilet papers. Y'all don't think about nobody. That's mad selfish. Like, that's another thing that this pandemic has exposed. But I won't get into that. How did I even start talking about that? Anyways, that is it for this quarantine. Get ready with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications, follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok. I've been posting on there a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.